Hi and welcome to 9th module. This one is about signaling. In this video, we will discuss about 3 building blocks of circuit switch voice call setup. First, RRC connection establishment, then NAS signaling connection setup, and last, RAB establishments. So let us begin with RRC. UE must establish an RRC connection for sending and receiving signaling messages. This procedure begins when UE sends an RRC connection request message to RNC. Among other parameters, this message contains establishment calls. For example, outgoing voice call, registration, emergency call, outgoing SMS, etc. Admission control in RNC decides whether this RRC connection can be permitted or not. If yes, RNC sends RRC connection setup message to UE, which describes the configuration of signaling radio bearers which must be set up between UE and RNC. Based on the establishment calls, UE can be directed to cell DCH or cell fetch state of RRC connected mode. For example, for SMS it can go to cell fetch state, and for outgoing voice call it can go to cell DCH state. Finally, UE sends an RRC connection setup complete message which informs RNC about UE's radio capabilities, multi-mode capabilities, and much more. After establishing RRC connection, UE sends its first message towards core network to request the setup of desired service. But for that, a NAS signaling connection must be established between UE and core network. Therefore, when RNC receives a NAS message from UE, it initiates to set up the IU connection between RNC and core network. This signaling is handled by a RANAP protocol, Radio Access Network Application Part. In a nutshell, one can say that NAS protocols use the services of Access Stratum protocols RRC and RANAP to get the job done. With the help of this NAS signaling, core network can perform the security procedures like authentication and agreement of ciphering algorithms. In this example of circuit switch voice call, UE can inform MSC about the called party number. On the next picture, this whole signaling is grouped under one box and labeled as signaling between UE and core network. Finally, when core network has agreed on providing service to UE, a radio access bearer RAB must be established between UE and core network for user-plane data transfer. This RAB consists of 2 bearers. One radio bearer between UE and RNC, then IU bearer between RNC and core network. RNC and the network element responsible for radio bearer is RNC. Therefore, core network will request RNC to establish a RAB with a specified quality of service. The admission control once again becomes active and decides whether this new RAB can be accommodated or not. If the answer is yes, RNC breaks out the good news to UE by sending a radio bearer setup message. By reading this message, UE gets the guidelines to locally configure its physical layer, MAC layer, RLC layer, PDCP layer, etc. In this case, we will not use PDCP layer because we are taking example of circuit switch voice call. Now in the end, RNC sends the good news as RAB assignment response as an indication of positive outcome to core network. At this point, UE is good to go because all the resources needed for voice call are reserved for him. As a summary, we can say that signaling for voice call setup can be divided in 3 phases. First, RRC connection setup, then UE to core network signaling, and third, RAB setup. This is the end of this video and also the video series. I want to thank you for taking time to watch these videos, but before I go, I want to remind you that there is module 10 which you have to solve by yourself. So please download the ebook and give it a shot. It's not difficult, I promise. You can write to me at kamal.wij@wiresandwaves.net. I hope to see you someday in real life and shake hands with you. Take care.